2019 25th Anniversary National Legends Cars Championship is sponsored by 24 Hour Solutions. No problems, only solutions.
Hi everyone, and a very warm welcome to a sunny Brands Hatch, the perfect weather, the perfect venue for the opening to the 25th Anniversary Legends Cars Championship. The 2019 season about to get underway.
Here's how the calendar shapes up in this 25th Anniversary season. Kicking off here at Brands Hatch, on the Isle of Anglesey for rounds 3 and 4, back to Brands for the American Speedfest, Donington Park, Snetterton, the run-in to the end of the championship, sees us at Pembrey in October, and back here at Brands for our big finale in November.
Phil Cooper, happy birthday. 25th anniversary of Legends Cars Race, 25 great years.
Yes, who would have thought? And I've been to every race, my goodness, and I'm still here. It's been fantastic. 25 years of entertainment for both driver and spectator alike. And when you compare with an awful lot of other series that have come and gone, we still have a very healthy grid. I couldn't be happier. When you think that the only changes we've made are mainly cosmetic, we've had a couple of tweaks for the engines because Yamaha no longer made whatever we were using, the 1200 and so on. Apart from that, all the other components are identical and have been for the full 25 years.
And a superb prize once again, HMS coming up with the touring car experience at the end of the year.
That's right, yes, it's great. Simon Belcher, a big supporter of Legends, fantastic guy. He has offered his touring car for an experience, and it will be for the top. I think we're going for the top 6 in the actual championship.
We're delighted to be working with you on this 25th year, so happy anniversary. Here's to a great year.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic. And also I must thank 24 Hour Solutions for supporting the actual event, 100%. And for a guy that's more excited about sponsoring for television than he is about driving, I think it's amazing.
What a delight to see the World Legends champion Jordan O'Brien paying a visit a long way from home, Jordan.
Yeah, just a bit, not too far. This trip was a little last minute, I'd say, considering how 24 hours ago I didn't have a plane ticket here, but figured I'd come and hang out, enjoy the good weather here. We haven't had so much of this great weather back home, so wanted to come hang out, have fun, support the series, and see some good people, good friends.
And I think some of the drivers may be coming to you for advice. Any drivers that you think stand out as potential champions for us in the UK this year?
Well, just like last year, all the top contenders. You have Sean Smith, John Mickle, Nathan Anthony is really quick this year. The first session out today, he was top, but I think it's going to be a pretty hard charge by a lot of the cars. As we know, this championship, the top 15 cars are always pretty much within a second of each other, so it's no such thing as someone running away with it. It's going to be a good race no matter what. We
hope you don't run away as well. We want to see you hopefully back on track at some time this year. Great to see you today. Best of luck with whatever you do. We'll see you later on in our 25th anniversary year.
Thank you.
Phil Turner, first of all, fantastic that you're sponsoring the television side of the championship this year. Thank you very much for that. What I'd like to do is go back and say it's a birthday for you because it's your first anniversary of your first race. Different conditions this year. What have you learned in your first year?
Well, I've learnt that it's a lot easier in the sunshine, which is always nice. The snow, not so much fun. The first year was really trying. It was hard. It's a lot of car to learn. But we've learned all about different setups. We've learned different things from different teams in the paddock, and we've had more seat time, which is inevitably what makes all the difference. But most importantly, we're still enjoying it, and I think that's 90% of why everybody's here, isn't it? At the end of the day, which is good.
Have you set yourself any targets for this year?
We want to do better than last year, obviously. We've got some targets on tracks. We want to learn more. I mean, fundamentally, that's what we're here. We said originally that it was a 3-year process. First year really was just to learn the tracks, just to understand how the tracks were. Second year was really to understand how the car would behave on those tracks. And then the third year, hopefully, we'd really be able to push forward with it. And we've still got that plan in process. And I think that's what's driving everybody, including the team, forwards to, this year and then hopefully next year as well.
Still carrying the Help for Heroes logos. Tell us a bit more about that.
We wanted to give something back through our corporate and social responsibility, and Help for Heroes were very keen to get us all on board. So we're taking the car and the team all over the country to all kinds of different motoring events where we're there, I said, with the car, the team. We've got lots of posters, lots of fun stuff, and we take part in competitions and things like that against the public, and it adds to that kind of fun atmosphere of Legends Racing, and again, just raise a bit of money for quite a good charity.
Well, Nick, a great draw, certainly from our perspective, maybe not from yours, we'll get that. Front row for race 1 here at Brands Hatch.
Yep, looking forward to it. Blue 1, on the outside line, but yeah, we'll see how we go in the first corner.
A few changes over the winter. Steve Whiteleg's moved on, and you're now in command of the team.
Yep, it was in the right position to take on the team, and we've got all the mechanics with it, and they were grateful enough to run us this year.
What do you do over the winter? A lot of drivers do a little bit of testing, certainly have to do rebuilds and things like that, but what about yourself? Is it business, racing, or a little bit of a mix?
Business, no racing. This year we've got a new car, it's been rebuilt. We got the chance to have one test, and we're here this weekend now to move forward with it.
As I say, that draw, that lottery for grid positions places you on the front. It's always a big crowd here at Brands Hatch. Does it make you a little bit nervous being off the front?
Yeah, slightly nervous, but it's a fantastic crowd, and you get all the racing with the reverse draw and the ball draw as such. So I think it makes it interesting racing for the spectators.
Well, Jack Parker, the season's underway. You've had the qualifying session, we've had the draw for grid positions, and you're on the front. How's that feel?
A bit nerve-wracking going into the first race, to be honest. Looking forward to getting back out there. The gridding is really tight. The times from practice are really, really tight. So it'd be interesting to see how it all goes to plan. Hopefully, just keep reliability. Just keep claiming the points. So it'd be nice to have top 3 positions and wins, but we just won this year. Just a nice, good finish.
In terms of race-winning drivers here, I think you're number 3 in the table, with obviously John Mickle having a long career. He's got the most wins, but so it's somewhere you've been before winning. It's not going to be a problem for you.
No, it's down to the day. People get quicker, slower, depending on the circuit, depending on the weather conditions, and obviously being the new season, we don't know where we all are yet in terms of race pace. So yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking going into the first race, but we'll definitely give it a good go this season, and yeah, just go out there and go and have a bit of fun.
That was the 2-seater Legends car that you've just seen, giving some demonstration laps here as part of the pace lap, and it was championship runner-up from last year, Steve Whiteleg, giving some passengers the ride of their life. On to race 1, Jack Parker on pole position, Nick Bridgman alongside Marcus Pett and Miles Rudman row 2, then Mike Schlupp and Cy Haraway on row 3. Watch for the lights to go out here at Brands Hatch, which they do. We are Legends Cars Racing, and it's a superb field that leads down. And look at Miles Rudman in black and yellow round the outside. Rudman challenging for the lead on board. He's got past Jack Parker and into the lead. The entire field behind him as we go up into Druids under blue skies. Perfect race conditions at Brands Hatch. Rudman leads, Parker second, Marcus Pett is third. Connor Mills on the outside line, a returnee to the championship in car number 82. John Mickle, the reigning champion, all silver livery. It's all gone pear-shaped at the back. In car with Nathan Anthony, was quickest in the qualifying session, and that's a big bonus for Nathan in the unique Sedan. You can see the blocked-in window at the back. Great marketing tool, always popular with, and gets tagged there by Sean Smith, or gets hooked up with Sean Smith as Will Gibson goes off track in the 57. Swift recovery for Gibson. Miles Rudman out front. Jack Parker vying for second place at the moment. Here they come. They're starting to get a little bit more spread out, but still bunched, still great close racing there. Sean Smith up ahead of the 51. That's Paul Simmons, the reigning Masters champion. Nathan Anthony challenging hard, working hard at the wheel. So it's Rudman leading, Jack Parker, then Marcus Pett from Cy Haraway. Cy, of course, one of the rookies who won races last year. Looking back, Sean Smith still side by side with 29, Nathan Anthony. Nick Bridgman coming under pressure. Good driving from Bridgman, gives room inside and outside. Anthony gets around the outside line. I think Sean Smith was looking to the inside. On board with the returnee, Connor Mills. Started the previous season, a lot of race wins under Connor's belt. Bill Reid off the circuit, becomes, I think, our first retirement in the Bridgman Motorsport prepared car. As we said, Nick Bridgman taking over what was the WTBS team, and that's Rob King, another returnee to the championship, going round the outside line side by side with Nick Bridgman. Immediately ahead of them we've got James Hall Morton, and King makes up the position on Nick Bridgman with Paul Simkis in behind now in the 99 car. Busy track wherever you look. The Legends, of course, have kept a stable specification over the years. Wherever they go, the racing is absolutely superb. They're not too big for the track, which a lot of Formula these days are, and it's all about entertainment, it's all about the drivers enjoying themselves, and of course the race fans absolutely love the race action that they see. Simmons, Smith, Anthony, James Hall Morton in his dad's championship winning livery from a few seasons ago, so retro livery on that car. In van with Nathan Anthony, still chasing Sean Smith. Those two very close indeed in this opening race of the season. Remember, 3 races per round. Each racing weekend this year is a double header. And up the inside of Simmons goes Smith. Nathan Anthony about to follow suit. Under the Burton Power Bridge they go in towards Druids, and there's a little bit of contact. Anthony spins around, he was looking for a gap on the inside line. We're on board again with Nick Bridgman looking ahead at the number 6 car of Matt Rainbow, newcomer to the championship this year. Nathan Anthony gets going again. Swift recovery from Nathan. He'll get points for finishing, just not as many as he would have done further up the field. Meanwhile, Jack Parker coming under pressure from Marcus Pett. We've got 2 dark coloured cars at the front of the field at the moment. It's Miles Rudman leading from Cy Haraway, and on board with Connor Mills, chasing for 3rd place at the moment. Connor in the silver and blue car is chasing hard as they go across the line. Jack Parker there, coming under pressure from Marcus Pett, who looks round the outside as they go into paddock. Welcome back to Brands Hatch. The battle is very much on for 3rd place. John Mickle getting involved now as well. Remember, he was in orange last year. It's all silver this year in the number 4 car. And John always there or thereabouts in Legends. On board with Connor Mills, looks at the inside line here of Jack Parker as they go along Cooper Straight, coming up in towards Surtees. The race leaders are through. So it's still Miles Rudman being chased by Cy Haraway, but a good move by Connor Mills now. Marcus Pett goes on the grass, round the outside line comes John Mickle. Jack Parker lost a couple of places in those manoeuvres, but will fight back. The thing you see about Legends is that it is racing. You see drivers get past, but then you see them repass. It is racing by definition. So many Formula these days don't offer that. Legends cars do. That's why they're still going after 25 years. Glenn Burtonshaw being chased by Phil Turner, and Phil goes up the inside line, makes a neat pass there. Glenn not looking too happy at the moment in the 72, but Phil Turner making good progress, which is good to see. Meanwhile, John Mickle and Jack Parker, as you said, Jack Parker got past, but we've got Tom Granger coming up as well in the black and white 26. Normally that car, you will know, is Rick Leggett's car, the Margarethill car, but it's a team car this year being shared by the 2 of them, and Tom, or Thomas if Mum's watching, Granger, who is in that car. It looks like a bit of smoke coming out of Glenn Burtonshaw's car, has managed to get past Phil Turner once again. Burtonshaw, a long-time Legends racer, does a bit of Caterham's racing as well these days, and Phil Turner's going to have a look and maybe see if he can pop a move on him here going up into Surtees. Having a look, good learning experience here for Phil, as we heard in the interview. 2nd season of Legends cars racing. This is the battle for the lead though. Last year's rookie champion chasing rookie champion from the year before. Miles Rudman the leader. They're getting involved. Other cars are closing in. There in 57 is Will Gibson, recovering from his off earlier on in the race, but the battle for the lead comes towards us. Miles Rudman at the moment in front, Cy Haraway in 2nd, Haraway all over the back of him, and now Connor Mills is starting to reel them in 3rd place. Mills is the man on the mission here, and Connor Mills started 12th on the grid. We ride on board with the Essex youngster closing in here. Through Clark Curve, along Brabham Straight, they'll tick off another lap. Crossing the line now, it's Rudman still in front. Look at Connor Mills, he goes high and wide into Paddock Hill Bend. Miles Rudman is going to be passed because Cy Haraway looking down the inside line. Mills is going to try and follow him through. Is there a gap? He very nearly, I thought, was going to pay a visit into the 7th car. But Connor knows what he's doing. He finds the room. Connor Mills is up into 2nd place. It's Haraway leading, Mills 2nd. Rudman now down to 3rd, having got into the lead on the opening lap. Rob King, Will Gibson, Paul Simkis, all in the mix there, having a super battle together. And that's just outside the top 10 of this massive field. Haraway leading. Now Connor Mills would love to get a win on his return meeting, particularly in the opening race. He's going to be starting nearer the front in race 2. He's worked his way through the field. Remember, the grid was drawn by ballot, and Mills goes for the outside line. Mills going for the lead, but Haraway is having none of it. Here they come. Down towards the line, and it's Haraway still in front. They go on to the last lap now. That's Mike Schlupp being passed there by Nick Bridgman in the 68. He's having a super race. Guy Fastre, the Belgian, in the mix as well, but back with the race leaders, and it's Haraway still there from Mills, and they've all caught up. All of these cars are in with the shout of the win, although I think my money's going to go on the top 3 at the moment. It's Haraway still there from Mills and Rudman. Thomas Granger is now in 4th. Superb racing from the legend. Sean Smith is up there as well now. So Haraway coming under pressure from Mills, who will look to the inside line. Haraway again having none of it. But look at that. It's 3 wide for 2nd. And Thomas Granger goes up the inside line into 3rd. Deposes Miles Rudman, the long-time leader, into 4th place. But Cy Haraway, I think he's going to get a Brands Hatch win here. Haraway, the rookie champion, is going to get it. It's side by side. Look at that for 2nd place. Haraway wins. Connor Mills 2nd. Thomas Granger nipping through for 3rd. What a finish from race 1 of the 2019 season for the Legends. As we said, no problems, only solutions in Legends Cars Racing. Haraway, Mills and Granger, your top 3 from Rudman, Mickle and Smith. Marcus Pett next from Jack Parker. James Hall Morton. Rob Fountain completes the top 10. 11th was Paul Simmons from Will Gibson and Rob King. Paul Simkis next from Matt Rainbow. He's our newcomer. Mike Schlupp. Nick Bridgman next from Guy Fastre, Nathan Anthony and Gerard McCosh. And the finish is completed by Phil Turner. Fastest lap of the race went to Connor Mills, who was in 2nd position. 55.210 his lap time.
So Cy Haraway, not content with being rookie champion, coming back, underlining that and bagging your first win of the season in race number 1 of the year. What a way to start the season.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't have started any better, could we? It was a tough race. You know, I was sat there on the first 3 rows and I thought, I've got John behind me, Miles in front of me, and obviously Jack and a few others. And the car was fantastic up until a point where the clutch pedal went to the floor. And then I was a bit of an injured animal then. I was just make a move, stay to the inside, so I had to defend really hard to Connor. But that's what I'm here to do, get the wins, score the points. So if we get another 41 of those, I think we'll be all right at the end of the season.
Seems to have been a successful race for returnees, Connor. How long is it since you've been in the Legends car? A year or so, nearly?
Yeah, around a year now, since we was last here last year with a bit of bad luck, but in that race, luck turned around.
A good 2nd position and a very close finish. Very typical Legends close finish at the end.
Yeah, I thought I might just get it. I was hoping someone would give me a push down the straight, and I think I would have had it, but I need to make some friends, it seems. So, yeah, I mean, 2nd place, first race of the year from 12th. Can't complain.
Thomas, that was a great start. Coming through from 18th on the grid up onto a podium. Congratulations. Tell us about the race.
Thank you. First race back for 2.5 years. So, pretty happy with that, to be fair. Didn't expect that when I woke up this morning. So, no, it's good.
And of course, one of the stories is that you're sharing the car with Rick this year. It's a team car.
Yes, that's right. I'm driving it today. Rick is driving it tomorrow. And then with the team car, you can go on like that, or you can do one weekend, one driver, one weekend the other driver. It's a real good way to go Legends racing if it's a case of that you can't get a full budget to go racing on your own. So it's a good way to go racing.
Paul, starting up at the sharp end for race number 2, but let's just wind the clock back a little bit to race 1 and some good pace from you there.
Yeah, my best lap time ever at this circuit, so I'm happy with that. I'm a different pack now. I've kept with people I haven't been able to keep with before, so I'm definitely progressing in the right direction.
That's really good. What's that down to? Is it studying other people's data, or doing test days, or maybe even going on a simulator, something like that?
Well, over the winter period, we had the car stripped down completely to nut and bolt rebuild. It feels more stable. I've got more grip. Pro 24 race shop, they did that for us, and they've done a fantastic job. So the car's right. I can now work on the corner speed, work on my braking markers, and just push that a little bit more.
Obviously, we chatted to you before races, but there seems to be a little bit of confidence now coming with you, a little bit more confidence.
Yeah, definitely. The more you race, the more confident you get. Like I say, I'm racing with a different group now. I'm racing with the guys who can win races. So my best ever finish is a third, but I'm hoping to better that at some point in the near future. Maybe in the next race. Let's hope so.
So for race 2, reverse grid, James Hall-Morton, who started at the back in race 1, is on pole. Rob King alongside Paul Simmons and Paul Simkis on row 2 from Connor Mills and Will Gibson. Sean Smith and Nathan Anthony on row 4. John Mickle with Rob Fountain on row 5. Behind them, race 1 winner Cy Haraway and then Mike Schlupp in car number 3. We are Legends Racing already for race 2. Rob King on the outside, James Hall-Morton on the inside. Watch for Connor Mills there, he's challenging for third in silver and blue. Paul Simmons has got that at the moment, but it's James Hall-Morton, the youngster, who leads them at Halewoods, up Halewoods Hill in towards Druids for the first time. Simmons third, Connor Mills looking up the inside line. This is always very crowded as they go through Druids for the first time, when you're unleashing the best part of 30 cars, evenly matched in a reverse grid. But look how well they behave themselves. So many other championships, you watch and learn from this. No bumping, no boring. You're going to get some occasionally, but nothing this time. Nathan Anthony again renews battle with Sean Smith in the 21, and again a very crowded field. There's Cy Haraway in 83, championship leader of course, with that winning race number 1. Last year's champion, multi-champion John Mickle right behind him, on board with Connor Mills, challenging Rob King, looks on the inside line, he's going for second place. That's James Hall-Morton out front. James scored a points finishing podium here at Brands Hatch last year, looking for to better that and get an actual third place. He was fourth on the road, but a non-point scoring Belgian in front of him at the last round. Miles Rudman again looking to make progress through the field, one of the fancied runners, so many fancied runners for this year's championship. But it's Hall-Morton leading from Mills, King, Simmons, 57, Will Gibson is there as well. Miles Rudman making progress as well in black and yellow, easy car to pick out. Will Gibson, another race-winning driver. I think last year was the year that we had probably the most amount of different race winners in Legends for many, many seasons. It's always close, it's always competitive, but we just had that extra little sparkle of magic last year, which I think is going to carry through to this year, and certainly today has been wonderful so far. So Hall-Morton out front, on board with Nathan Anthony again, working hard in the Savan 29, down through Clark Curve onto Brabham Straight. Paul Simmons manages to pop the move on Rob King. Will Gibson follows around the outside line. Then we've got Sean Smith, Miles Rudman in the mix as well, followed by Cy Haraway. Those two virtually locked together, all meeting as Connor Mills challenges for the lead. Mills looks on the inside line, James Hall-Morton on the outside, and Connor Mills is through. Mills here looking for a very good healthy point score, because you remember he was on the podium in race 1. If he's on the podium here, he'll be top point scorer as Rudman dives to the inside and makes a line. The more I try, and Will Gibson takes a spin. The 57 car is, I think, gently collected by another car, but no damage done other than to the points potentially being scored by him. There's Phil Turner up ahead of Bill Reid. So Phil's aim was to get close to other guys and race them. We've seen him doing that in this meeting in the 24-hour solution car. Miles Rudman being bump drafted now, which you can do. You can pick up another car. Two cars in theory run quicker together than one on their own, and that's one of the reasons why you see so much place change. Look at this shot, look at Tom Granger on the outside line of Nathan Anthony, and he's going to try and squeeze through on the inside line. There was a wee bit of contact there. Rob King goes across the track sideways at Druids. Hopefully they've all seen him. Yes, they have. Could have been nasty. Bad enough for Rob King returning to the championship this year. He's got the paces, Rob King, but that was just an unfortunate thing of some very, very close racing. Connor Mills still out front, out of shot at the moment, with James Hall-Morton living with him at the moment pace-wise. And those two will be keen to try and break away at the front of the field, if at all they can. There's Rob King recovering. Battle for the lead here, and I tell you what, Connor Mills is under pressure here from James Hall-Morton in the 32. Both of these youngsters really in legends terms, and James Hall-Morton not being left at the moment as they climb up through Druids. It's Connor Mills, the leader. Did look at it started off in karting, did Connor Mills, and then went into single-seater racing with Formula 4. Didn't have the budget to progress up the ladder. Undoubtedly has the talent, as Sean Smith has talent as well. Looks down the inside line of Paul Simmons. John Mickle about to try and follow through, the defending champion John Mickle. Race leaders coming into Surtees though, and look at James Hall-Morton here. He's got some confidence, this youngster now. We saw it building last year, and looking for a podium result here. Cy Haraway chasing the reigning champion. Nathan Anthony and Tom Granger busy challenging them. This is Bill Reid up ahead of Gerard McCosh. Gerard, an occasional racer, non-championship, not entered into the championship, so starts in the gentleman's group from the back of the grid, and having a good race here with Bill Reid in the 67 car, and that's Napoleon the Pig on the back, as we've probably mentioned before. Meanwhile, Mills and Hall-Morton having a super race. Glad to see James' dad Pete recovering from his winter injuries. Miles Rudman is up into third place. What a drive by Rudman as well through the field in this one. Will Gibson on the inside line of Mike Schlupp there in the number 3 car, on board with Nick Bridgman. Marcus Pett challenging him, gets really close as to go to Graham Hill Bend. They run a little bit wide. They've got to be careful of track limits, as Bridgman now comes under pressure from Marcus Pett, and Pett goes through on the inside line, very neatly done, into the left-hander at Surtees, right-hander at McLaren. That continues round into Clearways where they are now. Bridgman putting a bit of pressure on to try and get back into the mix, and we've got Will Gibson in the black and blue car on the inside line. And again, when you go on board with Nick Bridgman, because there was hardly any space on the inside line, so Bridgman goes across the line. Let's have a look and see if we can see. There it is, the 57 car. Will Gibson makes the move neatly, efficiently down through into Paddock Hill Bend. So it's still Hall-Morton in second place, chasing Connor Mills, with Miles Rudman in third, Sean Smith in fourth position, then John Mickle, who always seems to bang in those points finishes, and Paul Simmons coming under pressure from Thomas Granger. Mickle fifth in race number 1, so steady points for Mickle, and they're going to count, because remember, the winner of the round is the top point scorer over all 3 races on the day, not the winner of the final. So you have to be consistent right the way through. A DNF can really hit your points hard, as we watch the leaders again. Now James Hall-Morton is having a go for the lead. Look at this, they're bump drafting across the line, and that is James Hall-Morton saying, come on, we'll get away from the pack. And also Connor Mills, I've got the same pace. This is a great piece of legends racing between the two. Mills gets away as they go up Halewards, but Hall-Morton will close in. He's definitely showing his rival that he's got pace here. So it's Mills out front, James Hall-Morton. Hall-Morton looking for his first win. I tell you what, there are no nerves showing. Off the track back is Thomas Granger. Podium finisher in race 1 is off. It looks like an engine problem for Thomas as we go back to the race lead. This is a thrilling battle between these two. Mills and Hall-Morton having an absolute humdinger of a race here, and James has got to try and suss out where he can get past. He get level with him, as we saw, or get right up behind him on the straight and bump draft. Coming onto the main straight now, is he going to bump draft him again? No, goes to the outside line, and they're side by side as they cross the line. James Hall-Morton gets his nose in front. They're on to the last lap. If he repeats that move on the next lap, on this lap, he will win the race, but he's still got it all to do. Rudman and Smith dicing for third place. Sean Smith trying to get through into third. James Hall-Morton's going to have a look at the inside line, but Connor Mills has got that covered as they go into Druids now. Out of Druids, down Graham Hill Bend. Sean Smith's up to third. Miles Rudman is fourth now. But we watch the battle for the lead along Cooper Straight. Half a length or so behind at the moment is Hall-Morton. Takes a wider line here. This could add up to a little bit of extra momentum for him as they go through Surtees. Now into McLaren. Up in towards Clearways. Hall-Morton chasing. Remember, on the last lap he got his nose in front by the time they got to the line, and he needs to do that this time. But Mills goes across, grabs a little bit of that outside line. Here comes Hall-Morton, he's going to have a go, and here he comes. He's trying to draw level, but as they come up towards the flag, it is Mills that just takes it from James Hall-Morton. Possibly James showed his colours a little bit too early maybe in that race, and it's Mills that hangs on. Hall-Morton second, Sean Smith in third ahead of Miles Rudman. John Mickle in fourth from Paul Simmons and Cy Haraway. Nathan Anthony 8th, Jack Parker 9th. The top 10 completed by Paul Simkis from Marcus Pett and Will Gibson. Matt Rainbow comes through for 13th from Nick Bridgman and Mike Schlupp. Then Guy Fastre, Robert King, Gerard McCosh, Bill Reid and Phil Turner completing the finishes in 20th place. Tom Granger had a DNF in that one, as we saw him pulled up there on the way up towards Druids, but did get the consolation of fastest lap.
Connor, congratulations, first win of the year. The return is looking like a success at the moment.
Yeah, it's looking good. Second and a first, we can't complain about that. That one went a bit more to plan. We started a bit further towards the front. Everything went to plan at the start. I managed to get to the front and just get my head down. So it was good.
And James gave you a race, didn't he?
He did. Luckily, I kept giving him the signal to push me the whole way round, and he did. Luckily, because we managed to get a nice gap, and we could just tussle it out on the last lap. But no, we had a great battle. I thought he almost had me on the first corner, but I managed to hold it off. So it was good.
James, what a superb race. Talk us through those last few laps in particular.
Well, when I saw Connor come in and he got past me, he gave me a little hand signal, and that's when I knew then to crack on and go. So we worked as a brilliant pair. The lap before the last lap, I sized him up to come past on the start finish straight. Got him that time, but on the last lap, Connor knows what he's doing. He's a good driver. He just held me back a bit at the last corner, and I just couldn't quite get the run on him, but I'm happy with second.
Sean, the two lads were a little bit away down the road, but the midfield battles there were typical Legends action. That was hard work.
It was really hard work. We come sort of middle of the pack, I suppose. I was just working with Miles, just trying to get him and try and move up to the front two, but they got a bit of a start on us, so we weren't far away.
It's a game of chess, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to pick your drivers that you work with, just work your way through the pack.
Rob, returnee to the championship last year. Pace was there in race number 1, but sadly issues. What's gone on?
Yeah, we think it's either an electrical or fuel issue. The warm-up lap was okay, and then the engine started to misfire, so I had to pull across. The annoying thing is we come back in the pits and it struck up straight away, so it's just going through everything. We've got some spare leads, spare coils, put them on, but one of them things, unfortunately.
Thomas fastest lap in that one, but then you disappeared. What happened?
It's blown up. There's a big hole in the engine block.
Okay, so it was going well. People say that often happens. The engine goes best just before it goes bang. Was that what happened with you?
Yeah, it must be definitely in this case. Yeah. So.
And talk us through what's happening, because obviously Legends have 3 races a day normally, and there's not that much time between race 2 and 3, so you've got to get it out and sorted very quickly.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're trying to whip it out now and see if we can get another one back in for the next race. But if not, then we'll wait till Rick can do it tomorrow.
Top point scorer on the day so far is Connor Mills. He starts 16th on the grid with Cy Haraway second in the championship. Next to him, Miles Rudman. The row ahead of him with Sean Smith. They're the top 4 point scorers. The guys who haven't had the rub of the green so far at the front: Nick Bridgman and Mike Schlupp, row 1. Rob Fountain and Robert King, row 2. Then Nathan Anthony and Paul Simkis. We are getting ready to start race 3. Away we go. Breaking ranks there from row 4 was Marcus Pett. They're heading down into Paddock Hill Bend. And it's Nick Bridgman that leads down into Paddock Hill Bend, with Rob Fountain following him through in the 31 car into second place. Challenging for third is the van of Nathan Anthony. Rob King to the outside is fourth. Will Gibson looking up the inside line and he's challenging for 5th place, but so is everybody else, because they're 4 wide around Druids, and it's Nick Bridgman that leads. This will be a big confidence builder for Nick. He did a great job at Paddock Hill Bend. He's done a super job round Druids, and Graham Hill Bend is still in front as we ride on board with Miles Rudman, trying to deal with reigning champion John Mickle. John 5th in the championship. Points scored today so far, and remember the top point scoring drivers start at the back of the group. We've got a number of drivers also sort of starting behind them. The gentleman group with Phil Turner, Bill Reid, Gerard McCosh, Guy Fastre, Matt Rainbow, the newcomer in the mix as well. Changed for the lead because Rob Fountain goes through, and Nick Bridgman was going to do a bit of bump drafting there. Fair play. Nick is gaining experience, gaining confidence. That's exactly what you need to do as a newcomer to racing, and Nick is really enjoying it. Here's Connor Mills trying to work his way through the field. Top point scorer so far. Cy Haraway to his outside. Mills trying to make the pass. Bridgman down in fourth at the moment and about to be gobbled up by James Hall-Morton on the outside line. Will Gibson in black and blue, new livery for him this year as well. So many drivers changed their liveries over the course of the winter. Rob King is next up. So Mick coming under pressure here from Will Gibson, who will look on the inside line. He does! Will Gibson, of course, who bookended wins at the start and end of the season last year. Nathan Anthony deserves a bit of luck in this one. Rob Fountain just eked out there, as through on the inside line now comes Nathan Anthony challenging for second position. It's Marcus Pett who is the race leader at the moment. We're hearing noises from race control that Marcus might have jumped the start. He did look slightly out of position as they came across the line. It's difficult. It's a difficult thing to do, knowing exactly when you can brake. Rex Nathan Anthony spins around. My goodness me, has everybody else made it past him? We hope they have. That was a very scary moment for Nathan Anthony, facing the wrong way with the full field all together at this stage of the race. Hopefully he'll carry on. This has not been Nathan's day. Started fifth on the grid. Let's have a look and see how that unfolded. So coming into paddock, yeah, there was no knock or anything, just missed out. They're just going to, and everybody makes it past, thankfully. No damage done there, but the car just got away from him at Paddock Hill Bend. He will recover, hopefully, and have another bite of the cherry and try and get some consolation points in this race. Nick Bridgman dicing with Jack Parker, so Parker through on the inside line, ahead of them in silver and light blue, the familiar livery now to us of Connor Mills, who is aiming to be top point scorer. And as I say, remember, it's the top point scorer on the day, as James Hall-Morton has a little moment there, top point scorer on the day that will take the overall trophy. It's 1, 2, 3, not on the race, but on the top point scorers on the day, so you have to be consistent, you have to work hard to come through the field in order to do that. John Mickle putting James Hall-Morton under pressure. Cy Haraway spins it out. Cy Haraway, the race 1 winner, a shed load of points in race 1, no mucking about from Cy, straight back on the gas on the exit of Druids to get back into the race. But goodness me, we're seeing all sorts of problems in this race with a spin for Nathan Anthony. Cy Haraway, one of the first big hitters points-wise to suffer a spin, so that's not going to help his cause. Cross the line they go, move here being made by Sean Smith, trying to get past on the outside line of Miles Rudman into paddock. Miles Rudman, and in front of him is Rob Fountain in the 31 car. That misfire that Rob was talking about seems to be okay. It's holding up pretty well at the moment. Rob, though, started in the second row of the grid, and he finds himself a little bit further back than that, so some work to do. But remember, Rob returns to the championship last year, the 2000 champion. He's actually got less experience than 3/4 of the Legends field in terms of Legends racing, despite being a champion in Legends cars. Really good to see him back and thoroughly enjoying his racing. Here's Rob Fountain, as we saw now, as James Hall-Morton looks down the inside line, challenging for the lead, just out of shot. There is Fountain, still in the mix here of potentially what could be a podium battle here. Rudman chasing him hard. We've got John Mickle in third place at the moment. James Hall-Morton ahead of him. Connor Mills at the back of this pack, looks at the inside line of Miles Rudman. That's a significant pass there for Connor Mills, passing Rudman, who is third in the points at the moment. And Rudman will be able to fight back. As we said, these cars can race. If you get past equal pace, you've got the opportunity to come back. As Rob Fountain looks to the outside line of Will Gibson, Sean Smith to the outside line of Connor Mills, Miles Rudman in the mix as well. We're looking at the lead pack. It's now James Hall-Morton that leads this one. So it's Hall-Morton in front, John Mickle second, Marcus Pett is in third place. And a spin! That's Sean Smith spinning, and Connor Mills has spun as well. Connor Mills, the top point scorer on the day, spins around. Now, is there fluid down there? Sean Smith was looking very handy for maybe a points podium this weekend. Here's the replay. A little bit of contact sends two cars around. There might still be some fluid down there, and Connor Mills sadly is out of the race. It's not going to be a final victory. It's not going to be an overall win on the day. So we've seen problems for Cy Haraway, who is still running. We've seen a problem now for Connor Mills and Sean Smith. So some big hitters, metaphorical big hitters of course, going out and having issues in this race. So it's James Hall-Morton now the leader And that going out there, Sean Smith. So Sean Smith into retirement. We saw him spin, but he's retiring as well. This is the quartet for the lead. And John Mickle comes through. Mickle slices through on the inside line of Hall Morton. So Mickle's got the lead. There's a yellow flag there. Rob Fountain up into second place. Did he make the pass under yellows? That remains to be seen. So James Hall Morton is third. We've got green flags now. They can resume racing. But it's John Mickle, the defending champion, who's been consistent all day long. John knows how to win Legends Cars Championship. He should do. He's won 4 of them. 3 of them on the bounce. He was the champion who succeeded Rob Fountain. He was the 2001 champion and has raced many different formulae over the years. Look at the bump drafting there. Rob Fountain being bump drafted by James Hall Morton, who comes out of it, goes wide, passes Fountain going into Paddock Hill Bend. Brave manoeuvre around the outside line. Fountain's going to have the inside interference. Marcus Pett coming back into the mix as well. This a quartet for the lead. And Rob Fountain knows his racecraft. He knows the inside can pay dividends here. But James Hall Morton knows if he sticks it out on the outside line, he can grab the inside for Graham Hill, but he's a little bit far back. It's Rob Fountain hanging on to second position. Well, not hanging on, he's charging, isn't he? And about to have a go at John Mickle. So Mickle, the race leader. We've not had a podium interview with John Mickle yet, and that's a very unusual scenario to be in. We're picking up here on Paul Simmons being chased by Guy Fastre with Mike Schlupp, who started on the front row, enjoying the battle with his teammate Paul Simmons, the reigning Masters champion for the older group of drivers. None of them thank me for saying that. So this is the battle for 4th position. Miles Rudman busy challenging Marcus Pett. Rob Fountain down the inside line now. He's going to have a look at John Mickle here as they go up into Druids. Fountain's got the inside line. He's got his nose in front. James Hall Morton to the outside line. And it's Fountain that leads. Hall Morton challenging on the outside with Miles Rudman and Marcus Pett coming up as well. And now James Hall Morton from challenging for the lead is now fighting for 3rd place with Marcus Pett. Miles Rudman coming up as well. Here's Phil Turner in the 247 car. He sees the leaders coming through, pulls over, Fountain's through. Oh, bang! Mike Schlupp into the barrier. Mike, I think, will be okay, but not what we want to see. Not Mike's day today. He was very near a podium here at Brands Hatch last year. It's not going to be today as the battle for the lead continues. And Rob Fountain is past now. Mickle up into the lead again. James Hall Morton comes out of the slipstream. Goes through into second, high and wide at Paddock. James Hall Morton's not afraid to use the outside line. Unlike a lot of drivers, James, as a youngster, didn't do karts. He came in and raced on the short ovals and learned his experience that way. It just goes to prove you don't need to spend a fortune on kart racing to come and race Legends or race anything for that matter. James was a relatively late starter racing. He's got the full support of his family, feeling a very proud dad. Pete, I know, he's chuffed to bits with that podium earlier on. It looks like another podium here in the offing for him, but it's still John Mickle, the multi-champion. Whatever you put John Mickle in, he will win. He knows how to do it, and he knows how to collect points and win championships as well. Little look back here, Rob King having a better race. Jack Parker next up. Nathan Anthony, who's recovered superbly. Nathan Anthony here from the problem here. Remember, he spun earlier on in the race, and Anthony is inside the top 10, easily inside the top 10. What a great recovery from the man who's fastest at the outset in practice here today, really showing some good form. Looks to the outside line of Jack Parker, who's on the outside of Rob King. King comes sort of halfway across track going into Paddock to get a little bit of a run through Paddock. Down to the bottom of the hill, here's the battle for the lead. James Hall Morton's going to the outside line here of John Mickle, and he's got the inside coming into Graham Hill Bend. James Hall Morton's got the lead, and Rob Fountain's going to follow through. Fountain through into second, Mickle down to 3rd, but John's got the racecraft. He'll know how to fight back. Miles Rudman is 4th, driving into the sun along Cooper Straight. Left-hander at Surtees, right-hander at McLaren, and it's James Hall Morton. Now, has he played his hand too early here? Because there is a theory, as we saw with James getting involved earlier on and making a move a lap early on Connor Mills. Has he broken away too soon here? John Mickle, now, look at that. I said he'd fight back. He goes back up on the last lap into second place. Rob Fountain is down to 3rd. Miles Rudman and Marcus Pett. There is going to be a time penalty for Marcus Pett for that out of position start we're hearing from race control, but he'll race on the tarmac side by side for second. Mickle on the outside line, Rudman coming up as well, with Marcus Pett still fighting for a podium on the road, but it's James Hall Morton out front. He might be buoyed by the fact there's a fight behind. That might help him, but Rob Fountain would love to get a win on his comeback in Legends Cars Racing. So it's Fountain chasing hard here, hasn't had a podium on his return but could well get one here. So this day's racing has had everything for me. Oh, there's a puff of smoke from James Hall-Morton. Is he okay? They're going through clearways, through Clark Curve for the last time. This could be James Hall-Morton's first win or a comeback win for Fountain. Here's the run to the flag. Fountain comes out, has a go, but it's James Hall-Morton that takes the win. Fountain second, John Mickle is third. What a day's racing, what a race, and a maiden win for James Hall-Morton. Now congratulations to him. Back on the podium is Rob Fountain on his return, John Mickle third for Miles Rudman, Robert King, Jack Parker, Nathan Anthony and Nick Bridgman, Paul Simkis in 9th, Matt Rainbow, the newcomer, comes through from the back into 10th. Paul Simmons next from Guy Fastre, Marcus Pett and Cy Haraway. Gerard McCosh next up ahead of Bill Reid, and sadly problems for Will Gibson, but he was the last finisher in 17th place. Fastest lap to Connor Mills before his retirement. Superb race and a great day's racing here at Brands.
Oh, James, it's come. Congratulations on taking your first win. How does it feel?
Proper over the moon, happy for everybody, and it means a lot more seeing as the car this year is in my dad's winning colours, and we got the sad news yesterday of an old family friend and an ex-sponsor passed away yesterday, so that one's for Tony. And I know I said that after the second race, just being beaten by Connor, that the win would come soon, but I didn't think that soon to be the next race, so we're all over the moon.
Rob, a return to the championship last year and now a return to the podium. Congratulations on a fine second place. Talk us through your race.
No, it all went, like I say, pretty well for a start. I got a good start. I was second row back. Nathan Anthony got past me and then he had a bit of a spin. I dropped back a few places because my gear shift was actually playing up, so it's quite hard, and I lost 4th and 5th through down the straight, but that came good again and I was able to get back, I think, back into first, and then I dropped back down to second, so yeah, it was all good.
John, finally get to catch up with you today, defending champion, third place in the final and also on the podium overall on the day, so that's not a bad start really.
No. Brands Hatch first meeting now, everybody's a bit keen, everybody's got new fresh stuff. It's very hard around here, and you can see that by the day's racing that really 9 or 10 drivers could win, and Brands is very hard to overtake. So I'm happy to get the quick steel car in a podium, top 3. Be good. If I can do the same tomorrow and walk away from here, then we'll be good. A firm start to the season.
So Miles, we didn't see you in terms of the race podiums, but you're on the podium for the day because the trophies are given out in terms of the top 3 point scorers over all 3 races. So a consistent day's racing from you.
Yeah, very consistent, 3/4. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Feel I could have done a lot better, but you know, there's a long season ahead and it's the first round. So yeah, we'll see what I can do tomorrow.
Well, James, the points have been totted up and you're the overall winner, so not only do you get your first race win, but you've got your overall round win as well on points, and you're leading the championship going into day 2. How does that feel?
Still lost for words to be fair at the moment. Everybody's over the moon for me, which I really appreciate that, and I think my dad's more happy than I am at the moment. I ain't seen him stop grinning yet, but no, when someone told me that you think I've just got the most points by 15, I went, you're having a laugh. And then they've read out my name, I thought, oh, hey, we've done all right here today then.
I was going to ask, how aware are you in the third race of the day of what the point situation is regarding the overall situation, or are you just concentrating on the race you're in?
I just concentrate on taking one race at a time and just seeing wherever I finish, and I were over the moon that I got the win, and then for somebody to say, oh, you've got first overall, I thought, nah, but it's one of them, we're happy about it, and the car's roughly in one piece. I'm going to have to go for a walk up to Druids to find rest of my front wing, but I'll do that later on after I've had a beer.
Great way to end, thanks for that, congratulations, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Here's the table after round 1. James Hall-Morton leads by 15 points from Miles Rudman and defending champion John Mickle. Reigning rookie champion Cy Haraway is 4th from Connor Mills. Jack Parker in 6th ahead of Paul Simmons and Sean Smith.
Well, it's a great day's racing here at Brands Hatch for the opening round of the 2019 Legends Cars National Championship, coverage brought to you by 24 Hour Solutions. Please join us next time for round 2 here at Brands Hatch. Thanks for watching and bye for now.